Monolithic architecture. Monolithic architecture is a traditional model for designing software applications. In this architecture style, all components of the software are integrated and tightly coupled within a single program from a single platform. This includes the application's user interface, business logic, and data access code. Monolithic applications are simple to develop, test, deploy, and scale horizontally by running multiple instances across different servers. Now, if you want to look at monolithic architecture in a diagrammatic fashion, let's say we have our web, mobile, and other platforms. Now, what are the different components of monolithic architecture? First is the user interface, the part of the application that interacts with the user. Then we have the business logic, which contains all the rules and algorithms necessary for processing the data of the application. We have data layer, manages data and database interactions. Next, we have application integration, which integrates with other systems through APIs or messaging systems as part of the single application stack. This is the entire structure of a monolithic architecture system. Very simple and straightforward. Now, what are the benefits? Simplicity in development and deployment. Easy to develop, test, deploy, and scale because everything is unified. Performance can offer better performance because all operations are tightly integrated and in process. Troubleshooting. Easier to debug and monitor due to a singular nature. Drawbacks. Scalability issues. Scaling requires scaling the entire application rather than parts of it that needs more resources. Limited flexibility. Updating or modifying the application can be cumbersome as changes in one module might affect others. Long-term maintenance. As the application grows, its code base can become large and complex, making it difficult to maintain and update. Let's look at an example where we consider a banking application built as a monolithic architecture. So for the user interface, the web pages or the mobile app screens through which users interact with their accounts. For the business logic, we have the code that calculates interest, validates transactions, manages user data, etc. For data layer, we have database operations for storing and retrieving account details, transaction logs, etc. For application integration, we have communication with external systems like credit scoring services or government financial APIs. If the bank wants to update just the way interest is calculated, the entire application might need to be redeployed, not just the interest calculation module. Let's look at a real world analogy. Monolithic architecture is like a single engine airplane where all components, engine, wings, fuel, system, are integral. If the engine needs an upgrade, it impacts the entire airplane operation. Some of the popular use cases include small to medium web applications, good for applications with well defined boundaries that won't require frequent scaling or updates. We have simple CRUD applications where applications primarily performing create, read, update, and delete, which is CRUD, operations on a database benefit from a monolithic approach due to the simplicity and lower operational overhead. Monolithic architectures are well suited for projects with a limited scope, smaller teams, or when rapid prototyping is needed. They also for they allow for straightforward development and deployment process but may pose challenges as applications grow in complexity or when more flexibility is required for independent scaling and updating of different parts of the application. That covers our monolithic application. If you have any questions, please leave in the comments.